Okay, everyone, so I want to talk right now about training, right? A lot of people say that we do training, but do you do enough? So let's look at the NETA ETT, right? This is the 2022 ETT. And let's just use it as a guideline, right? It's not a standard for how much training is required, but there is a minimum requirement for people to make the next NETA level. So we're gonna scroll down in here and get to a certain page real quick. And that way I can outline what I really wanted to get at here. So before you can make NETA level 2, 3, and 4, you're required to have a certain amount of training, okay? And this is something that your employer is supposed to certify that you have in order as part of your, your advancement to the next level. So if you read down here, there's a little note, and you can see this asterisk applies to all of these, right? If you read down here, there's a note. It says candidates must have met the qualifications and training requirements of all previous levels. So that means that you have to have already met the training requirements of these levels. All right, so if you go ahead and you do a little bit of math on this, as a NETA level 1, you don't really need anything, right? You just need 8 hours of safety training. That's the requirement. However, as a NETA 2, you need 160 hours and 40 hours of safety training, and then you can make that in 2 years. So if you do the math on that, right, that's 160 hours and 40 hours plus the original 8 that you had before, then you're going to have a total of 48 safety and 160, so that's 208 hours. And if you divide that out by 2 years, which is 24 months, you end up with 8.66 hours per month minimum. So that means that if you are a NETA 1 and you want to make NETA 2 when you first hire on in 2 years, then your minimum requirement is 8.66 hours per month of training, period, right? If you don't meet that as an average over 2 years, then technically you haven't met the certification requirement. And I've already done the math on all of these, and so here is kind of like a little overall average hours for each one. And you can see, like, as you become a level 4 for 10 years, right, that's 120 months, it's an average of 5.93 hours. How many NETA level 3s do you know that if they made it in 5 or 6 years that they averaged around 7 hours per month? I don't know anyone really that averages that much training. That's quite a bit of training. And I'm not saying it's too much, but I am going to say that there's a lot of people that don't get anywhere near this. And some people might only do, if you think about it, for you to maintain your NETA level 2, you need 24 CTDs in 3 years. And so that, that's minimal. And you can get that in 3 months, really, if you apply the hours directly. So take it with a grain of salt, but I would say that we can't raise the bar and the expectations on people to make their level 2s and level 3s if we're not even providing the bare minimum for what they're supposed to be having in the first place. And that's the real gist and point that I'm trying to get across here. We need to amp up and increase our training all across the board, because there's a lot of people that are not meeting these marks, and we need to. It's only for their safety, their benefit. They're less likely to make mistakes. So hopefully this helps illuminate the training aspect and how critical it can be for a lot of people. All right.